Good morning. It's great to see you all. Thank you very much, Angus. Good morning to all those others who are saying hello to me as well. This morning, I want to tell you one of Jesus' stories, one of his parables. And the story is about a man with a farm who needs some workers. So, he went out early in the morning and employed this guy to work on his farm. He went out at dawn, but this guy was happy because the man said, "You work for me all day and I will pay you 1 full day's wages." So he was very glad. Then the farmer went out at breakfast and he still needed more people, so he employed this guy who went to work in his field. Then he went out at lunchtime and there were still more people waiting. They were getting a bit worried. So he employed more people. And they were very happy to get employed. Then he went out at tea time. And there were still some people waiting to get a job. They were getting very worried, very glum. But when he employed them, they were glad, even if it was only for a little bit of money. Finally, he went out only a short while before knock-off time. And there were still people waiting to get a job. So he employed another guy. He was getting fairly desperate at this point. They all worked in the field, and then at the end of the day, the farmer came along and said, "Right, come over, I'm going to pay you." And he paid the person who was employed last first. And he gave him a whole day's pay. And he was extremely happy, I bet. And all the other people thought if he got a whole day's pay for not much work, think about how much we're going to get. And then he paid this guy, the one who'd worked all day, and he gave him 1 day's pay. How do you think he felt? Well, he got very grumpy. He got extremely upset. He said, "You gave that guy a whole day's pay for working in the evening just for a short time. I have been working through the sun and the heat, and I have worked all day from very early in the morning, from dawn until the sun went down. How can you only give me 1 day's pay?" And the farmer said, "But that's what I promised to give you. 1 day's pay." Then he said, "Do you want me not to be Okay. What word did he use? I have put it on a huge sign because this is a big word. And I want you all to know that it's a big word. You ready? Because when I put it down, I want you all to read it. Now, isn't that a big sign? Okay, now can you read it together? 1, 2, 3. Okay. It's a big sign to show that God is very generous. But I'm a bit chintzy, so I only wrote it in small letters. But the farmer said, "Do you not want me to be generous?" That's what God is. God is enormously generous. He's so generous that he gives us his love forever, and we don't have to work for it at all. He just gives it to us. But he is also generous in every day. God gives us generously. And we ought to be glad when other people are treated generously by God, because he treats us generously. Okay. What's the word? 1, 2, 3. Generous. Now we're going to have our Bible reading. Anne is going to do that, and she's on a video. So please listen as we hear what God says to us.